Hello everyone, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to Unsociably High. There's actually a part 1 to this, so if you haven't seen that, make sure that you click in the description because this is part 2 and part 1 is Ontario to Manitoba. Today it is Manitoba to Alberta. The drive from Manitoba to Saskatchewan wasn't that bad. It was flat, there was snow, there was a very colorful train. As we were driving into Saskatchewan, there was this mega store that had a banner that said, "Big toys for boys." That's welcoming. I like that. I like her, you know? There's just this There's just this vast amount of land. So we had a pit stop and it was this, basically like a huge convenience store in the middle of nowhere. So I go into the bathroom and as I'm peeing, doing my business, on the PA is a voice that says, "Alan, Jeremy, your showers are ready." And that f***ed me up a little. I got back into the car and Brendan explained that it was a trucker stop. It's so that they can use the bathroom and shower, and that's great. I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, like you can put your name down and like have a shower like anybody. That's tight. We get to our Airbnb in Saskatoon and it's this very modern looking, nice, tiny apartment complex. And then it was like that little community within like a rundown community, aka
gentrification.
So we were renting a room and our host suggested a place for us to go eat, and it was called Odd Couple. Calamari, spring rolls, kung pao chicken, like come on. I dream of that place constantly. Every moment I blink, it's just there. There was this child who was sitting next to our table and she just stared at me for the whole meal. The next day we went to Reme Modern, and it's basically a art gallery and it has some iconic art there. Then we took a walk and saw some big rabbits. So then we walk up to this little art studio and Brendan sees this sign on it that says, at 8 o'clock we have this thing where you can make your own thing that moves on its own. So come by. And he was like,
oh my god, this is amazing. Like, do you want to go do this?
I know what you're thinking. Tiffany, you don't want to go build stuff with strangers? And then you're going to take your glue and put it at a 90-degree angle. And then you will turn out with something like this. I like to
not have contact with anyone.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe she's socially distant. Later that night, he came home with a jingle ball in a balloon that was blown up. And I was like,
for me?
Because I'm a cat, I guess. And he made this electronic glasses cleaner with pipe cleaners and it spinned on its own on like a battery. And that was Saskatoon. On our way to Calgary, we saw a prairie dog. And we also saw what is allegedly the world's largest dinosaur. Fun fact, I'm actually the last person that you want to give a GPS to. Okay? Baby, cat, me. That should be your order. There was just a lot of like,
okay, where am I going?
Turn left soon.
When?
We just missed it.
Okay.
safe to say I almost drove us 2 hours away from our Airbnb. That night we went to an authentic Mexican restaurant called Native Tongues. Cool, so we had quesadillas, margaritas, duh. Then we had this thing called barbacoa de cordero. 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 We had that. which is basically a build-your-own taco, but it's with slow roasted lamb neck. It was one of those restaurants that was like, no, what? You want overpriced, right? After that, we went to the Speakeasy Lounge, and it was called Shelter, and it had gas masks all over the wall. The next day we went exploring. We found this magical brewery, and it's called Cold Garden. You can bring your dogs into the brewery, and there are couches and just really nice bathrooms and gnomes, and they have birthday cake flavored beer. After that, we found this spectacular plant shop where you could go upstairs and drink tea and have biscuits surrounded by plants and fountains and light music. Next day we went to Studio Bell, which is a music museum, and it was pretty tight. There was an organ player. I saw Elton John's piano, and then I got a harmonica from the gift shop. After that, we went to Booker's Barbecue Grill and Crab Shack. We had barbecue and we had crabs.
Crab.
So the next day, we wake up and the news is like, get to wherever you need to get to because people are dying. The borders are closing. So we were weighing our options for a lockdown. Stay in a tent on a beach and eat clams. We could stay with a friend in BC, or we could go home. The last place we wanted to be was in Ontario. So we called our friend and asked if we could stay with them. Where would I be right now if she hadn't saved our asses? I would be on a beach, okay, having diarrhea every day from eating clams. It's like hard to feel bad for yourself when people are in worse situations. The next few days were just really sad and depressing. Brendan decided to get a respectfully tasteful tattoo to represent our attempt at moving to Australia in 2020. A couple days later, Brendan's tattoo got infected. I'm sorry, I'm leaving you in a bit of a cleft. In the next video, I'll be talking about Banff and then onward. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Bandcamp, and you can also find us at www.unsociablyhigh.com. Those links are in the description. I miss you all, and I'll see you soon. I'm so sorry if I was super high during all of that.